Britain's best-selling cheese is not legally cheese. 8 brands are feeding your family emulsifiers that are banned across Europe. Synthetic additives have been linked to kidney disease. Hormone disruptors are in every slice. The worst offender is one you have trusted for generations. I'm counting down 8 to avoid, then 3 that are actually safe. Check your fridge right now. Number 8. Tesco 30% reduced fat mature cheese. That 30% less fat label screams healthy choice, guilt-free and perfect for weight-conscious families. Here is what Tesco does not tell you. Reduced fat cheese strips away everything beneficial: the omega-3 fatty acids, fat-soluble vitamins, conjugated linoleic acid. Studies show these fats support heart health, brain function, and even weight loss. You are removing the good while keeping the bad. But it gets worse. Without fat, cheese becomes rubbery and tasteless. So they add chemicals, they add modified starches as bulking agents, potato starch and maize starch, replacing real cheese with cheap fillers. In other words, you are eating filler, not food. Emulsifiers maintain structure. E331 sodium citrates are used. Synthetic compounds replace natural fat. You are eating chemistry. Flavor enhancers compensate for lost taste. Yeast extracts create a fake savory intensity. That mature flavor is not from aging, it is from additives. Research shows full-fat dairy is healthier than reduced fat. Studies link full fat to lower obesity rates and better metabolic health. Fat satisfies you. Reduced fat leaves you hungry, and you eat more overall. Tesco charges similar prices to full-fat cheese, yet you get stripped nutrients, modified starches, emulsifiers, and flavor enhancers. Health marketing hides a nutritional disaster. If reduced fat shocked you, this smoked cheddar will horrify you. At number 7, Asda Extra Special Smoked Cheddar. Extra Special suggests premium. That smoky aroma promises artisanal craftsmanship, but here is the truth. The smoke is not real. It is not from wood chips or traditional smoking. Instead, chemical smoke flavorings are sprayed onto factory cheese. Liquid smoke contains dozens of synthetic compounds, and studies link these to potential health concerns with regular consumption. You are eating laboratory smoke, not cheese aged over oak. The base cheese contains preservatives, potassium sorbate, and calcium propionate, which prevent natural mold growth. Real aged cheddar does not need preservatives. Salt and maturation preserve cheese naturally. Anti-caking agents coat grated versions, including cellulose from wood pulp and potato starch. In effect, you are eating wood fibers. The Extra Special range costs more than standard Asda cheese, but the ingredient lists reveal the same additives. Premium prices, factory production. Former supermarket buyers confirm that premium own brands often come from the same suppliers as budget lines, just with different labels. Testing shows smoked varieties contain higher additive levels. The added smoke masks inferior cheese quality. Asda charges a premium for artificial flavorings, preservatives, and wood pulp. All of this is sold with artisanal marketing and chemical shortcuts. Traditional cheese brands are not necessarily any better. Wait until you see what comes next. At number 6, Tesco Red Leicester. That orange-red colour screams British tradition, Leicestershire heritage, centuries old. But modern Red Leicester hides something disturbing. The colour is not natural. Annatto food colouring, code E160B, creates that vibrant hue. While annatto comes from seeds, extraction uses chemical solvents. Some people experience allergic reactions, particularly those sensitive to additives. Studies show annatto can trigger headaches, digestive issues, and skin reactions. Real Red Leicester developed colour naturally. Modern versions dose it with chemicals for consistency. Pre-grated formats contain anti-caking agents, cellulose, a wood pulp coating on every shred. You are grating wood onto your pasta. Tesco's version includes potato starch, another anti-caking agent, and a cheap filler that reduces the cheese content. The milk comes from conventional farming, cows fed grain, not grass. This dramatically reduces beneficial omega-3s and conjugated linoleic acid. Studies show grass-fed cheese contains up to 500% more beneficial compounds. You are getting nutritionally inferior cheese with synthetic colouring. What makes this particularly troubling? Tesco is Britain's largest supermarket. Millions trust them weekly. This additive-laden cheese sits in more homes than perhaps any other Red Leicester in Britain. Mid-range pricing for synthetic colouring, wood pulp, and depleted nutrients. British heritage corrupted by industrial shortcuts. But Britain's best-selling cheddar is even worse. At number 5, Cathedral City Mature Cheddar, red packaging. Britain's best-selling cheddar. That cathedral logo in millions of kitchens, and it has been trusted for decades. The red variant hides what the traditional version avoids. Annatto coloring E160B creates that golden hue. It is the same synthetic coloring as Tesco Red Leicester. Chemical extraction can cause allergic reactions, headaches, and digestive problems. Grated formats include anti-caking agents such as potato starch, cellulose, wood pulp, and other fillers. Here is the deception. Cathedral City also produces a traditional cheddar without these additives. Same brand, different recipe. The red packaging signals lower quality, masked by marketing. The mature flavor also comes partly from flavor enhancers, especially yeast extracts that create intensity quickly rather than months of aging. Chemical shortcuts. The milk often comes from grain-fed dairy. Studies show this reduces beneficial omega-3 fatty acids by 62% compared to grass-fed. The result is nutritionally depleted cheese combined with synthetic coloring and additives. Cathedral City is owned by Saputo, one of the world's largest dairy corporations. Former employees confirm production scaled massively. Corners were cut, standards were lowered, profits were maximized. What was proper West Country cheddar became industrialized corporate cheese. Premium pricing for Britain's best-selling cheddar, while synthetic coloring, anti-caking agents, flavor enhancers, and grain-fed milk hide behind trusted branding. French artisanal cheese is not necessarily better. What comes next will shock you. At number 4, President Brie. French sophistication. Creamy indulgence, that red label screaming Parisian authenticity. President Brie is the most misleading cheese in British supermarkets. Here is what French branding hides. Thickening agents create artificial creaminess. Stabilizers like carrageenan are used. It is extracted from seaweed using chemical processing. Studies link carrageenan to digestive inflammation, bloating, and disruption of the gut microbiome. EU investigated restricting it because of health concerns. You are eating inflammatory compounds. President includes preservatives that extend shelf life unnaturally. Real Brie is living cheese with beneficial bacteria and enzymes that develop flavor. Preservatives kill this. You are eating dead cheese that trades flavor and life for chemical stability. The milk comes from industrial farms. Cows are fed silage and grain, not grass. This destroys beneficial compounds that traditional Brie contained. Testing shows conventional Brie contains dramatically lower conjugated linoleic acid and omega-3 fatty acids, nutritionally empty and full of inflammatory additives. What makes President egregious? Premium positioning. Marketed as authentic French artisanal, priced higher than British alternatives, but the ingredients reveal identical industrial shortcuts. You are paying for French mystique and getting factory cheese with thickeners, preservatives, and grain-fed milk. President is owned by Lactalis, the world's largest dairy corporation, with revenues exceeding 20 billion euros. Industrial scale prioritizes distribution over traditional cheesemaking, carrageenan, preservatives, depleted nutrients. Parisian sophistication masking corporate greed. Children's cheese is even more disturbing. What is in those tubes will horrify parents. At number 3, Primula cheese spread. Childhood nostalgia, squeezable convenience, kids love it. But what is inside should terrify every parent. Modified starches are the primary bulking agents. Cheap fillers replace cheese. The cheese content can be as low as 40% in some varieties. The rest is chemical thickeners and stabilizers, mostly additives. You are feeding children mostly additives. The ingredient list reads like chemistry class. Emulsifiers include phosphates and E339 sodium phosphates. These synthetic phosphates are linked to kidney problems, cardiovascular issues, and accelerated aging. Multiple studies confirm this. High phosphate intake correlates with increased mortality risk. You are squeezing potential health risks onto your child's snack. Artificial flavorings create the cheesy taste. Not real cultures, not aging, but chemical approximations. Preservatives, including potassium sorbate, extend shelf life to months. Real cheese does not survive months in tubes without refrigeration. The texture comes from carrageenan and gums. Those inflammatory seaweed extracts have been linked to digestive problems. What makes Primula disturbing is the target market. It is marketed directly to children, with fun packaging and convenient snacking. Parents trust it without question. Meanwhile, kids eat cheese that is 60% additives and chemicals. Former food scientists say processed spreads represent the absolute bottom tier. Real cheesemakers would not recognize it as cheese. It sells at mid-range pricing for mostly fillers, modified starches, synthetic phosphates, artificial flavors, preservatives, and inflammatory gums. Childhood nostalgia is hiding a nutritional disaster. Those triangle portions are worse. What comes next targets millions of children. At number 2, Laughing Cow cheese triangles. That cheerful red cow. Individual portions perfect for lunchboxes. Millions of British children eat these weekly. But here is what Bell Group does not advertise. Emulsifiers are primary ingredients. E3E31 sodium citrates and E452 polyphosphates create that smooth texture. These are not minor additives, they are structural components replacing cheesemaking. Studies link high phosphate consumption to kidney disease, cardiovascular problems, and bone density loss. You are feeding children compounds linked to serious long-term health issues. Modified starches are used as bulking agents, potato starch and maize starch, reducing cheese content. Testing shows processed triangles contain as little as 50% actual cheese. The rest is fillers and chemicals. Flavor enhancers, including yeast extracts, create savory intensity, not traditional cultures. Chemical shortcuts to manufactured taste. The milk comes from conventional industrial dairy, grain-fed cows producing inferior milk. Studies prove this reduces beneficial omega-3s by 62% compared to grass-fed. The result is nutritionally empty cheese with inflammatory additives. What makes Laughing Cow troubling is aggressive marketing targeting children. Colorful packaging and fun shapes position these as healthy calcium for growing kids. Meanwhile, they consume synthetic emulsifiers, modified starches, and flavor enhancers every day. Former insiders confirm processed portions are engineered for shelf stability and profit, not nutrition. Individual wrapping creates massive plastic waste, an environmental disaster alongside nutritional compromise. Premium pricing for children's cheese, synthetic emulsifiers linked to kidney and heart problems, modified starches, flavor enhancers, depleted milk. Happy branding hides serious health concerns, but nothing prepares you for Britain's worst cheese. What comes next is not even legally cheese. Taking the #1 spot for the absolute worst cheese in Britain, Kraft cheese singles. Here is the shocking truth. It is not legally cheese. The packaging may say cheese slices or cheese product, not cheese, because it does not meet the legal definition. Let that sink in. You are buying something that cannot legally be called cheese, yet it is marketed as cheese. Kraft singles contain less than 51% actual cheese. The rest is a horrifying list of synthetic additives. Primary ingredients are emulsifying salts, E452 polyphosphates, E339 sodium phosphates, and E331 sodium citrates. These are not minor additives, they are the structural foundation replacing cheesemaking entirely. Studies link high phosphate intake to kidney disease, cardiovascular problems, bone mineral loss, and increased mortality risk. Research published in JAMA found elevated phosphate levels correlated with 20% higher death rates. You are feeding your family compounds linked to serious disease and premature death. Modified starches are used as bulking agents, maize starch and potato starch replacing cheese. You are paying for fillers. The color comes from synthetic additives, not natural cheese color. Chemical dyes create that distinctive orange. Artificial flavorings create the cheese taste, not cultures, not aging. Laboratory-created flavor compounds give the flavor. The texture comes from carrageenan and gums, inflammatory seaweed extracts linked to digestive problems and gut inflammation. Studies show carrageenan triggers inflammatory responses in intestinal cells. The European Union investigated restricting it. You are eating inflammatory compounds with every slice. What makes Kraft singles so egregious is deceptive marketing. Images of wholesome family breakfasts and children's lunchboxes position it as convenient nutrition. Meanwhile, parents unknowingly feed children a processed cheese product that is mostly chemicals. Individual plastic wrapping creates enormous environmental waste. Non-recyclable plastic, nutritional disaster combined with ecological catastrophe. Kraft singles cannot melt properly like real cheese. The synthetic structure breaks down differently. Ever notice the weird rubbery texture when heated? That is not cheese behavior, that is chemical additives responding to heat. Former food scientists confirm processed slices represent the absolute nadir of cheese production. Industrial chemistry replaces traditional craftsmanship entirely. Despite mid-range pricing, it contains less than 51% cheese, combined with synthetic emulsifiers linked to kidney disease and mortality, modified starches, artificial colors and flavors, inflammatory gums. It cannot be legally labeled as cheese. It is not nutritionally valuable, and it is not environmentally responsible. This is the worst cheese in Britain, consumed by millions who trust a brand that has been deceiving them for decades. After exposing those 8 chemical disasters, here is hope. 3 brands prove cheese can be made right. Real ingredients, traditional methods, 0 compromises. At number 3, Cathedral City Traditional Cheddar. Yes, the same brand from our avoid list, but this version is completely different. The traditional variant in green packaging contains exactly what proper cheddar should. Pasteurized milk, salt, cultures, vegetarian rennet. That is it. No annatto coloring, no anti-caking agents, no flavor enhancers. This is the cheddar Cathedral City built their reputation on before corporate ownership pushed cheaper variants. The cheese undergoes proper maturation, months of careful aging that develop complex flavor naturally, not rushed production with chemical shortcuts. Cathedral City Traditional uses milk from British farms. Whilst not organic or grass-fed, quality standards exceed budget supermarket alternatives significantly. The mature variant is aged a minimum of 14 months, real-time creating real flavor. Testing shows traditionally made cheddar retains beneficial compounds that ultra-processed versions destroy. Conjugated linoleic acid, vitamin K2, beneficial bacteria. What makes this version particularly valuable? Wide availability. Unlike specialist cheesemakers, Cathedral City Traditional sits in every major supermarket. Tesco, Sainsbury's, Asda, Morrison's. Accessible, clean cheese without hunting specialty shops. The brand maintains transparent ingredient lists. What you see is what you get. No hidden additives or unclear processing. Similar pricing to the inferior red variant. Same cost. Dramatically different quality. Proper ingredients. Traditional aging. No synthetic additives. Wide availability. Proof even corporate brands can produce decent cheese when choosing quality over maximum profit. Italian craftsmanship takes it further. What comes next is exceptional. At number 2, Waitrose Granapadano PDO. That PDO designation is not marketing, it is legal protection guaranteeing traditional production. Protected designation of origin means every wheel follows strict regulations dating back centuries. Granapadano contains exactly 3 ingredients: milk, salt, and rennet. Italian law prohibits any additives whatsoever. The milk comes from cows in the Po Valley, fed grass and hay. No silage is allowed under PDO rules. This produces cheese naturally higher in beneficial omega-3 fatty acids and conjugated linoleic acid. Studies show grass-fed cheese contains up to 500% more beneficial compounds than grain-fed. You are getting superior nutrition from traditional farming. The cheese undergoes a minimum of 16 months maturation. Many wheels age 20+ months, developing complex nutty sweetness and a crystalline texture in real time. No shortcuts, no accelerants, just skilled cheese making and patience. Granapadano is naturally lactose-free. Extended aging breaks down lactose completely. Even lactose-intolerant people can enjoy it safely. The hard texture comes from traditional methods, not synthetic stabilizers or thickeners. Proper aging creates that distinctive granular structure. Testing confirms 0 additives, 0 preservatives, 0 synthetic compounds. What makes Waitrose's version excellent is rigorous sourcing standards. Waitrose verifies PDO authenticity, imports directly from certified Italian producers, and maintains cold chain integrity. You are getting genuinely traditional Granapadano, not imitation. The cheese provides exceptional nutritional value, high in protein, calcium, and beneficial fats. Minimal processing preserves natural compounds. Pricing is similar to premium cheddars. PDO protected traditional craftsmanship, grass-fed milk, 16+ months maturation, 0 additives, Italian heritage delivered properly. British cheesemaking achieved perfection before corporations corrupted it. What comes next is the pinnacle. Taking the top spot as the absolute best cheese in Britain, West Country Farmhouse Cheddar, protected, designation of origin PDO. British cheesemaking at its finest. PDO status guarantees production following traditional methods, and production happens exclusively in Somerset, Dorset, Devon, and Cornwall. The cheese contains exactly 4 ingredients: milk, salt, starter cultures, and traditional rennet. Nothing else. British law prohibits any additives in PDO West Country Farmhouse Cheddar, not even vegetarian alternatives to animal rennet. This is cheddar exactly as it has been made for centuries. The milk comes from cows grazing West Country pastures. Many producers use exclusively grass-fed herds. Studies show grass-fed cheese contains dramatically higher beneficial compounds, up to 500% more omega-3 fatty acids and conjugated linoleic acid. You get superior nutrition from traditional farming. West Country Farmhouse undergoes a minimum of 12 months maturation. Many wheels age 18 to 24 months, allowing proper time to be matured and to develop complex flavor naturally. Traditional cloth binding allows the cheese to breathe during aging, creating distinctive flavor profiles impossible with plastic-wrapped industrial cheddar. Each wheel is handmade by skilled cheesemakers, not made on factory production lines. Real craftsmanship passed down through generations. Testing confirms 0 additives, 0 preservatives, 0 synthetic compounds. What makes West Country Farmhouse special is the diversity. Multiple independent producers make PDO cheddar, each with unique character from their specific location, herd, and methods. Montgomery's, Keen's, Westcombe, legendary names producing world-class cheddar. These are not corporate brands, they are family farms with generational knowledge and a passionate commitment to quality over profit. The cheese is naturally rich in beneficial compounds, including vitamin K2 for bone and heart health, beneficial bacteria that support gut health, and high-quality protein and calcium. Studies show traditionally made raw milk cheese contains beneficial bacteria that survive into the final product. Some PDO versions use unpasteurized milk. You are eating living food with health benefits. Industrial cheese destroys completely. It is often priced higher than supermarket alternatives and sold by specialist cheesemongers or Waitrose. PDO protected traditional craftsmanship, often grass-fed milk, 12+ months maturation, 0 additives. This is what cheddar was before corporations corrupted it for profit. Real ingredients, real time, real cheesemakers, British heritage delivered properly. 8 UK cheese brands are loaded with chemicals. Only 3 are made properly. Leave a comment with the brand that shocked you most. Subscribe because what is hiding in your kitchen will horrify you.